Hi, thank you so much for watching this recording. My name is Naomi Joseph, and I am the author of Binge and Sprint From Endless Cake to Recovery, due out December 1st, 2021. I'm recording this late at night alone in my kitchen. No, this is not a Zoom backdrop. This is my actual kitchen because this is exactly where you would reliably find me throughout my book before I was liberated from my war with food. My memoir chronicles my 40-year journey through binge eating disorder and recovery, and this book could not come out at a more perfect time, and not just because it's right before the holidays. Because of COVID, the world has been at war with their refrigerators for the past year and a half. Everywhere you turn, people are speaking about how they gained the COVID-19 and how they have to lose it. People are documenting their frustrations with extra weight gain on social media, on the radio, in newspaper articles, on podcasts, on television interviews, in magazines, and everywhere else you turn. People are looking for answers. And while the media is providing an endless array of experts to address the needs of those who cry out for help, I am coming out not as a doctor, not as a therapist, but as a regular person who has suffered just like they have and has come out the other side of this debilitating, all-consuming addiction victorious. There aren't a lot of memoirs about binge eating because it's shameful. Nobody wants to be associated with being overweight or out of control. It's not sexy. It's looked down upon. My book is about as vulnerable as it gets. I hold nothing back. In me, people will see themselves. Because I wrote my book from the girlfriend's perspective, readers will finally be able to relate to someone who actually walked the walk and won the very same war that they are fighting. They will be able to say with confidence, wow, if she can do it, so can I. The real reason I wrote this book is because somebody had to go first to get the conversation about binge eating started, to let people know that they're not alone, to let them know that there's a reason why they haven't been successful on the millions of diets they started and failed at, to blow the shameful shroud off this topic so that those that really need help won't be ashamed to reach out and get it. And if I can help just one person not go through what I went through for as long as I went through it, then all of this will be worth it. Almost every person that I told about this book had almost the same exact reaction. They take a deep breath, they inhale, their eyes widen, they clutch their pearls and they say, oh my God, I need that book. And then they follow up with, tell me about it. So, as I'm sure you're asking the same question, let me answer it for you. It's important to know that this book is not just for people who use food for reasons other than nutrition. It's relevant for anyone who is fighting any kind of battle with any kind of addiction or habit or mindset. Dr. Ira Sacker, who is the leading specialist in eating disorders, who I have been so blessed and honored as he wrote the foreword to my book, he said that he could not think of one person that this book would not relate to. The lessons conveyed in this book are universal and can be applied to so many different aspects of life, because how we do anything is how we do everything, right? Now I'd like to address the tone of the book. I wrote this book as a conversation between myself and the reader, as if I knew the reader my whole life. I wanted the reader to end the book feeling as if they had just experienced a sleepover in cozy sweatpants with no makeup on, or an intimate dinner with a childhood friend who really connected, opened up to them, and shared confidences that they would have never shared with anyone else. Those conversations, where you laugh until your belly hurts and you cry at the parts that touch you. And with that theme of being a real friend to the reader, I made sure to encourage and inspire the reader every step of the way, to let them know beyond a shadow of a doubt that they could 100% reach their goal of whatever it is they're looking for. But I don't coddle them. I challenge them to lean in, rise up, and claim their greatness every step of the way. I let them know that laying down in their life is beneath them, and that now is their time to step up. There is a lot of storytelling in the book from my real life examples, and the reason I tell them is so that they can learn from all of my lessons, and I then explain exactly how to incorporate them into their own lives, as if we were sitting together under blankets on the couch holding mugs of chamomile tea. Because I endured this particular life challenge of abusing food for more than 40 years, readers at every stage of life will be able to personally relate to exactly what I went through. I speak in detail about the pain experienced due to binge eating during childhood, college, competitive sports, a tumultuous home life, dating, moving out on my own, entertaining, entering the workforce, marriage, purchasing a home, infertility, having children, comparison, starting a business, keeping up with the Joneses, making new friends, low self-worth, through challenging financial periods in my life, through renovating a home, taking care of ailing parents, self-discovery, and so much more. My story is also told through the eyes of my culture. This was such an important part to focus on because food is so closely tied to our ethnicities and our families. Whether it's Grandma Mary bringing the ham for Christmas dinner, or Cousin Maybelle bringing the collard greens after church, or Aunt Esther bringing the brisket on Passover, or Uncle Ed manning the barbecue on July 4th, we can all relate because for so many of us, our relationship to food starts at our family gatherings, through the faith that we follow, and what's passed down in our DNA. The book then culminates in 2 chapters on recovery, where among other things, all of the lessons learned are succinctly pointed out in 36 top tips. Here's 3 of them. 1, you're just as good as anyone else. Nobody has magical powers, so don't sell yourself short. 2, there is no way to fill a void except for getting to the root of it and yanking that sucker out like a bad tooth. 3, try as you may, you can't make other people change or make them happy. It's not your job anyway, so you can just scratch that one off your list. I give examples of how to replace your dark voice with your recovery voice and turn them into affirmations. I also include interviews with my husband and my children about what they learned from living with me through my journey, and what they have to say will give so much insight to the reader about how changing and improving their own lives will make such a positive impact on the important people in their lives. And one of my favorite parts of my book is the cover. How fabulous is this? There is no way anyone will see this cover and not be tempted to see what it's about. It's gonna fly off the shelf, for sure. So that's my book, Binge and Sprint, From Endless Cake to Recovery, due out December 1st, 2021. I'm the author, Naomi Joseph. Thank you so much for listening, sending so much gratitude your way. You and your readers are going to love this book. Good night.